I think this is one activity which somebody has to own to keep reminding everyone.
Probably that's true. And once I start sharing screen, no, so chat also it doesn't show. I mean, that is another thing. Shrikant is saying not able to hear my voice. Hello, Shrikant. Hi. Shrikant is talking. Shrikant, can you hear us? No. You have to unmute or do something.
Hey
No.
Dhirendra, as an organizer, I guess you have the rights to mute the other audiences.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. No, I'm saying he was mentioning that he's not able to hear. I'm just thinking. Voice and video is. Can't hear. Give me 1 second. Huh? All right, everyone. So, anyone who want to give a little brief about what is Six Sigma, if you have gone through it? Okay, so I'm assuming somebody will answer.
You're audible?
Yeah, you are audible. Perfectly fine. So, Dilip, I'll give this opportunity to Dilip now. Dilip, you're there. You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is Six Sigma according to you?
Six
Dhirendra,
Sigma.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think somebody wants to talk before I start.
I'm sorry for the interruption. I'm Shrikant here. I'm
Okay.
able to listen now.
Yeah,
Please
perfectly
proceed.
fine. Okay, okay, done. Dilip, carry on.
Yes, sir. So, as per my point of view, so the uh, the material which I have received, I've gone through it. So, as per my understanding, Six Sigma, is a process which needs to be, followed in every sectors. Okay,
Okay.
so this helps in, in improving the process in many of the ways. For example, in terms of quality, in terms of its effectiveness, in terms of deliverance of the deliverance to the customer, and so on. So this helps in achieving the goal, which is centric to customer satisfaction.
Okay. Great. Okay. You have perfectly explained that how it's gonna be beneficial. Mm. Deepika, can you try that? What is Six Sigma according to your research? If you can hear me, Deepika.
Hi, sir. Yes, I can hear you.
Great, great, Deepika.
Okay. So as per my point of view, um, Six Sigma project, it not only helps the customer but also it helps the organization itself. So it helps in cost cutting, and it helps us to improve our work. Um, yeah, it's so we can also uh, find out
Okay.
the am I audible?
Yes, yes, perfectly fine. Yes, we could understand.
Yeah. So it helps us to find out the loopholes within the organization, and it helps us to fix those things,
Okay,
and so on.
okay, okay. Perfectly fine. No problem. That's good. And probably who want to try about the history? Um, Abhishek ji, can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
How is the situation there in Tokyo now? When the
Now
sun?
it's getting a little bit serious. Like people are getting a little bit more aware, so
Oh,
they are
that's
staying at
good.
home. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Be safe. So, what is Six Sigma according to you? If you have to talk about the not, what is Six Sigma? I will say, can you tell me a little bit about the history of Six Sigma?
History of Six Sigma. Or
Yeah.
okay, in my terms, it is like Six Sigma is a quality control methodology. Maybe
Uh-huh.
the method to work faster with like fewer mistakes. So sigma is a Greek letter, refers to variation using standard deviation,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
and yeah, yeah, it
And
started by Motorola in 1986.
right. Perfectly fine. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we'll get started. What is Six Sigma? If you talk about the history very quickly, and again we'll repeat this history in a green belt as well later. Okay. So Six Sigma, Six Sigma. Okay, let me also write it here. So I also have a YouTube video of around 15 to 16 minute, wherein I have explained what is Six Sigma in detail. Uh, it talks about the statistical meaning of Six Sigma and what are the benefits as well. Okay, but before even I talk about Six Sigma and history, I'll talk about this part. When you say Six Sigma, okay, six is the number, right? Sigma is a Greek letter. So when I say sigma is a Greek letter, six is numeric six. Sigma is a Greek letter which actually represent variation using standard deviation. Very important concept I'm going to tell you now. And I'll tell you this, why it is Six Sigma, like that calculation part later. I just want to tell you the sigma is a Greek letter which actually represent the variation part. Why variation? This entire approach of Six Sigma, when it started from the Motorola, they also had a very big and big challenge, and they had a very difficult time around 1980s. Okay, so in their factory, they started getting a lot of rejection, a lot of issues were there, and that time, Bill Smith and Dr. Michael J. Harry, they joined Motorola. So CEO of Motorola was Bob Galvin that time. He was CEO of Motorola. And then Bill Smith, who's also called as father of Six Sigma. He coined a word called Six Sigma. And then Michael Chihari, also called as godfather of Six Sigma. Okay, so these are three people. Okay, Bob Gelvin, Bill Smith, Michael Chihari. So what they did is when around 1980s Motorola was really struggling, that time these guys, Bill Smith and Michael Chihari, they joined and they said, let's focus on the variation reduction. Why variation reduction? You'll be surprised to know that root cause of all problem is a variation. Let me repeat. Root cause of all problem is variation. Why we have a challenge in terms of health? Variation. Because one day you may eat something, second day different thing, one day the quantity is more, second day less, or why do we have all other disease? Because let's say BP happen, sugar happen, the quantity, the variation of the quantity. People fall sick because of the variation in terms of the way you are eating food, the way you are doing the exercise. Many challenges happen, and organization also struggle because of the variation because they are not able to maintain that. So if the variation is lesser, it's always good for process because your output will be more. That's where these guys, both of them, Bill Smith and Michael Chihari, they thought, let us primarily focus on reducing variation. Even you'll be surprised when you see the ECG report, if you see too much of variation, that is also not good, right? And if you see straight line, that means person is normal. You cannot have a straight line as well. Little bit variation is definitely there, but too much of variation is not accepted. Now, when you talk about the history of Six Sigma, let me relate it. When they actually joined, they thought that the variation is one of the biggest challenge. How can we reduce the variation? So that is where they actually made a methodology called MAC. So they already had a problem. They said, okay, so whatever the tools and techniques were already there in market in order to improve the business process, they actually tried utilizing in the MAC format. MAC is measure, analyze, improve, and control. Okay. So they said, let's look at problem in this way, in this particular approach, and it will definitely have a benefit. So when they designed this complete methodology called MAC, they said, okay, using this, we can improve our business process. How much we can improve? So they did their own study, and that's where they realized that, okay, using this, we can achieve up to Six Sigma in our current scenario. When I say up to Six Sigma in the sense, out of 10 lakh products or parts, okay? When you say out of 10 lakhs or parts, 10 lakh parts, you will have only 3.4 defects. It means you will produce around 10 lakh parts and you should have only 3.4 defects. Or you can say 3 or 4 as well, because when you do the calculation, it comes equally good. So they were trying to look at this kind of approach. They actually collected all the tools, all the methodology. They said, okay, let's do it, and this should help. So they actually implemented that first in their own organization. They started training their own people, different level of people. So when you look at the Six Sigma, we have a different level like yellow belts, black belts, green belts, black belts, and so on. So what they did is they thought, okay, let us train our resources now. So first they train people in yellow belt, people who are at entry level, and then the next supervisor level they train them in a green belt, and then come next level they actually train them in a black belt, like a managerial level people. When they trained, they started executing this, they started implementing this entire concept, or entire organization started using it. And that's where in the next, in 1986, when they actually implemented it throughout the organization, they declared that we implemented Six Sigma. And exactly after 1 year later, they were also awarded with Malcolm Baldrige Award, which is one of the very good and prestigious award in the US. So when they were awarded, everybody asked them, what did you do? They said, we applied Six Sigma concept. And they're like, what is that Six Sigma? They said, nothing, but in Six Sigma, we follow some methodology like a DMAC, or one more approach is there, which I'll tell you. That's called DFS. So we did this. So from that moment, it became so popular. Okay. So they started implementing, they actually implemented in the factory, okay, manufacturing area. However, if you look at the implementation of Six Sigma now, you can actually apply in service or anywhere else, as like you talk about hospital, you talk about hotel, you talk about defense, you can actually apply it anywhere. It's not just limited to one particular area, or not even particular domain, or not even a particular designation or level for that matter, because this entire methodology target on improving your any matrix. So I keep talking about matrix. Let me ask this question. Do you know what do you mean by the matrix? If no, then please reply. If yes means then I will understand. Silence means I will say yes. So, okay, everybody said yes. So it's 11:44. I'll give you 1 minute. If you can quickly type 5 metrics that you have in your company right now for you. And if you are not working, maybe previously, like that. So you can actually talk about the 5 metrics. You can write any metrics for your organization that you have right now. So that I keep talking, that I'll keep relating with the Six Sigma as well, as and when we progress. For me, my metrics can be, if I'm working in a sales, I will have the number of people joined, or overall revenue, overall cost. That will be the thing. If I'm working in a customer service, that I will have the customer satisfaction rate and how fast we are delivering. I'm just giving you an example. If I'm in a logistic, I will say that how many products are delivered on time, without defect, and so on. Like that, how many targets, KPIs, or metrics that you have in your company, I want all of you to quickly type it in chat, and I will actually look at it. Okay, so I'm waiting. Let's see who typed first. And if you have any question, please ask me. I'll be happy to answer. Good. Girish is typing. So Girish comes from a service background. He's at managerial level position wherein he takes care of very big teams. Okay. Very good. Very good. Wow. Kirti ma'am also, she is a leader in digital marketing area, and master trainer also. Amazing. Brand recall, lift impression, ROI, CPC, active user. Wow, wonderful. Girish quality, Deepika quality percentage. Okay, good. Santosh, how many quality batteries do we deliver? Okay, okay. Wow, wow. Oh, superb. If I see chat, I get so many ideas. Naveen, okay. Sales, CSAT, attrition, shrinkage, FCR, wonderful. Kanika, CSAT, wow. Deepika, good. Girish, FLR, what is that? Is it FCR, or you want, I don't know, FLR. Maybe for my knowledge,
Dhiren
it's
sir, FLR is a first level resolution.
oh, okay, okay, it's the same thing. Okay, okay, got it.
So it is a slightly different from FCR. It's a first call
Okay,
resolution and a first level resolution. Slightly difference.
okay, okay, okay. How it is different?
So when we say it is a FLR, first level resolution, okay. So predominantly our FLR percentage is at 80%. Okay, so not all the tickets which we receive at the level 1 are actually resolved by level 1. So it moves on to the level 2, level 3 for the final resolution,
Okay,
right?
okay. Got it. Perfect.
Whereas
Perfect. Perfect.
first call resolution is, resolving the issue at
First.
the first instance.
Right, right, right. Perfect. One thing is in this batch, I'm so happy to see that we have people from different department, different area, different domain. So everybody will learn so many things. So we are so lucky to see that. My God, amazing. Okay, great, Kuldeep ji. Okay, packaging cost reduction, group productivity, negotiation. Negotiation and vendor management is something that you have to see if it is a matrix, because there will be some target, then you'll have to say this percentage is the, we have to reduce. This cannot be matrix, vendor management. Or you can say vendor management satisfaction or something like measurement will be there. Timely service, okay, on-time service, fuel consumption by vehicle, okay. Good, good, good. So I'm trying to just validate so that all of us learn together. Okay. So Lakshmi is there from our team. So she is HR manager. Responses, interviews, offer letters. Okay. So responses, how many people have percentage of people responded, number of interviews, offer letter released. Grooming is something we'll have to check. Not sure if that can be a matrix. Very good, very good. We are getting the ideas in different industry. Dilip says, follow federal guidelines, SOP. So you can say percentage of not followed or not conformity kind of. Then SOP procedure, not sure if that can be the matrix. Client deliverables. Okay, so you can say what is their request actually. So you can say that client delivery percentage or some measurement will be there. Shipment of services. Okay, so storage means what? Not sure. We'll have to check. Then comes API scorecard. Okay, stakeholder buying. Okay, okay. AGV target. Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. So many messages and so many inputs. Amazing learning with you all. Okay, I'll come back now. So I'm confident that all of you understand. Okay, by the way, Shubham, do you know what is matrix? So Shubham is currently his fresher. So when you look
Yeah,
at,
I understood a little.
sorry,
If you can hear me, I'm audible, right?
yes, yes, very much.
Yeah, I understood a little bit from the examples helps a lot for me to understand these things.
You have written or you want me to explain?
No, no, I understood almost. I understood everything because examples. There are so many examples for me to understand also.
Correct, correct. In your case, you know what will be the example? In your case, one matrix can be from when I say your case, let's say college point of view. Okay.
Mm.
So college point of view will be very simple. Number of placement, number of admission, number of people clear the exams,
Yeah, yeah.
anything. Yeah, all these will be your matrix. Okay. Good. And cost reduction can be one of the things in college point of view, that how much cost of operating the entire college, how are you reducing it, and so on. Good, good, nice. Very good. Okay, let's
Even
come back.
attendance is important
Yes.
metrics.
Yeah, wonderful.
I
Attendance can be a one metrics that, how many people were actually present in the college. That percentage has to be increased. Usually in the college level, very less people will be going to college. So that also has to be improved. That's one project. Very nice. Okay, coming back here. So history we spoke about. Okay, so Bob Galvin was the person, who was the CEO of the Motorola at that time. Then Bill Smith, who actually coined a word called Six Sigma. He's called father of Six Sigma. And then we had Dr. Michael J. Harry, who's called Godfather of Six Sigma. Why do we say like that? Why books are saying like this? Because he was the person, Michael J. Harry. He actually tried implementing it across I would say across the world. In fact, he has his own certification body. I personally got mentored and coached from Dr. Michael G. Harry for my EMBB, that's called Executive Master Black Belt. So they used to have body. So he passed away last year. This person was also mentored for Jack Welch. You must be knowing Jack Welch, who is known for the leadership. He's a guru of the leadership qualities. Who passed away recently, a couple of months back. Jack Welch, who was a former CEO of GE. So he was the mentor. Dr. Michael G. Harry was the mentor for everybody. He was the first author of writing Six Sigma handbooks as well. So coming back, they actually formed MAC, Measure, Analyze, Improve, and Control. When first time they implemented in Motorola, the benefit was significant. The sales, their stock price, like almost 21% it increased. Their saving was increased. Then GE, GE, General Electric. So Jack Welch actually looked at it. He thought, okay, can I actually apply it in my company? Okay, and that's where he thought, okay, let me also do it in my company. But initially, he was also thinking little bit because of the cost factor. But because when I say the cost factor, the Blackbird cost is extremely high, and even if you look at any other country for that matter, US or Australia or even UK, anywhere the cost is high. So he was thinking, okay, should I do it or not? So first they implemented the same Six Sigma for one key process wherein the business was very, very critical. Okay, the moment they applied it there, imagine what happened. There was a magic. Each person started giving 10 times more benefit. 10 times. Example, if you are a delivery executive, you are delivering 10 product, you started delivering 100. Similarly, if you are actually managing as an operation manager one department, you developed a capability of managing 10 departments. So that 10 is significantly higher. Looking at that, he thought this is the best ROI that I can get. Why can't I train my entire organization? So he actually started training everybody in organization, and that's where they actually did not have any such critical problem in organization the way Motorola was struggling that time, because Motorola used to, when they had a bad quality issue like around 1980, they used to manufacture a television called Quasar television, Quasar, and that's where they were manufacturing it, and they had a lot of complaints about it. But when you looked at GE, they did not have any problem as such. So they thought, how do we do it? So they actually discovered something called D here. So D means define. Then it became a complete approach called DMAC. It's very famous. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So this complete methodology was developed, and this is what exactly you're going to learn for next 14 to 16 days, DMAC, wherein define will take around 2 days or 3 days, and measure will again take few days, analyze takes around 2 to 3 days, improve takes around 1 day, control takes around 2. So we'll be learning that as well. So in DMAC, they could apply it and they could actually see amazing benefit in terms of the ROI. And then the third user of Six Sigma was after GE. The third one was Honeywell. That time it was called as you can say Allied Signal, but now we call them as Honeywell. So these were the first three users of Six Sigma. Later on, everybody started adopting Six Sigma. So there are many people they use it. Even today, if you look at anywhere, you talk about hotel, ITC group, they use Six Sigma, dedicated team. You talk about hospital, Apollo and all, dedicated Six Sigma teams are there. You talk about army, they have a Six Sigma team. Anywhere, banks or everywhere. Why? Because they understand that the Six Sigma will help to improve metrics. Now you'll be knowing what you mean by metrics because you have given me so many metrics already. So you can actually improve anything from here using Six Sigma. And that's what they have also done it. So history is this much. Okay, let's go back to our manual now. So these are some benefits, okay, which are the numbers. 2001, Motorola saved 16 billion cumulatively. 1995, Jack Welch initiated Six Sigma and GE. They also saved around 300 million, wherein the Honeywell 600 million per year they were able to save. We'll talk about that also in detail later. What are the different levels in Six Sigma? So we have a different levels in Six Sigma. Okay. Well, first we start with the yellow belt, but before that there was something called white belt as well. It was there earlier. So when you say white belt, what was there? White is like when you enter. So for an example, even in the martial art karate, when I first joined, they have given a dress and they given a belt, but that was a white color belt. I said, why you are giving white? They said, because you are learning. You have not done anything yet. You're just learning. So if you are just learning, you have not shown any benefit. You have not cleared any exam, any level. So it is a white belt. So when you say the level point of view, we actually start with the yellow belt also. Yellow belt, green belt, black and master black belt. But when you actually get a question from any interviewer or anywhere in organization, yes, you can say white is also there. But if white is not an option, you can start with a yellow. Because white is not a kind of formal training as of now given for anyone because it was there very, very basic, few hours training and it's gone now. So yellow belt is the level one which is considered, and this is what 7 to 8 hours of training duration. Okay, this was largely given to entry level people, machine operators, and all people who just wanted to know what are the basic concept and who are not supposed to get into in depth of analysis, sophisticated things. Just the basic thing. Like it was like a culture creation so that everybody talk in the similar terminology, everybody talk in the same way, right? It should not be like I'm saying matrix and you'll be surprised, Dhiren, what is a matrix? So, in order to avoid that concept, they actually thought of training everybody in the yellow belt, which is a very, very basic thing, what you are learning today. In fact, our yellow belt has little more detail. So, yellow is very basic. Then comes green belt. Please understand, whatever I'm discussing this slide, this was yesterday, this was the interview question for one of the participants for 35 lakh rupees question. For 35 lakh rupees position. They have asked this thing only, what is yellow, what is green, what is blackbird, what is the training duration for this, so that they wanted to check. So this was also one of the very important questions. Okay, coming back. So yellow belt is the level one. Green belt is a level two. What do you mean by green belt here? Green belt was for all you can say engineers, all people who are doing like a supervisory kind of work or who are quality engineers, anyone who has to deal with little bit of data, they are called green belt and they were supposed to attend the green belt training in the company. Okay, so this training was around 35 to 40 hours of training duration, wherein they used to actually give information about the DMAG, how the define works, how the measure works, analyze, improve, control, how you can resolve the small issues in the companies. That was the green belt. So resolving very small issues you can do by yourself as a green belt. Means doing a small changes, small benefits. Not like at enterprise level, not at like a complete a big department level. Then the next one was black belt. So black belt in the sense they were actually giving this training to little senior person, little in the sense, let's say a team leader or assistant manager and above kind of people, so that they are aware how to analyze the data, they are aware how to take the decision, how to manage the team, how to achieve a result in any project or any goal, any task, how to achieve it, because they have responsibility. So they were actually giving training to them as a black belt. So these were the initial level. After some time, what happened is people who are black belt, they started, when they became much more tenured, they started calling them as a master black belt. Okay, so that they can actually help other black belt who are recently trained. Okay, that was, I'm talking about way back when they started the concept of the Six Sigma. But later on, people started, like, there are different bodies, they came up with a different program also for the Master Black Belt. And if I talk about now, Master Black Belt also, there's a dedicated training duration. Okay. So what is the training duration for black belt and master black belt? So black belt will again comes overall. When I say black means green and black used to come around 10 to 12 days, and master black belt alone used to come around 10 to 12 days. That was the duration finalized that time. Who should be master black belt? Once you become a black belt, this is an important question which most of you ask later on. Once you become a black belt, then if you spend around 3 years or 5 years as a black belt, you showcase some of the project, like maybe around 4 5 projects, very high impacting, and you spend some time in terms of delivering training, maybe 200 hours of training. That's initial level. Then you can apply for master black belt, wherein you will get trained, you have to write exam, you will have an interview, recommendation, and then you become master black belt. Because once you become master black belt, very senior level, it's like a department head. It's not like lesser than VP or director. So once you become a master black belt, you are a policy writer. What do you mean by policy writer? It's not like SOP writer. Policy writer is very different. SOP writer is different. When I say policy writer means you will decide how the organization will work, how organization will work in terms of quality, Six Sigma, what should be duration, what topic, how will you certify project. Everything will be decided by you. That's then we'll call you as a master black belt, and you become authority, certification authority. You can actually certify anyone in any level, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and so on, master black belt. So you can actually sign and say that this person is certified now. Without your certification, nobody can get certified. Example, if somebody want to get certified, there are two conditions. One, the certified master black belt should certify you. Second, it should represent any organization or institution body. Let me repeat. How do you get certified? You will get certified from a certified master black belt representing any institution, body, or organization. Okay, what does that mean? For an example, Naveen calls me tomorrow. He say, "Sir, do one thing, certify me in a black belt." Okay, but don't put NIQC name. You just write in a piece of paper that I'm certified. It is invalid. Either I have to represent from NIQC or any company where he's working, so that, and if I'm working there. So for an example, right now, like Xiaomi, MI, they are also our corporate client, or all other aerospace companies and all. Now, when we train there, I go there, I certify them from their point of view as well. So we will say, okay, certified on behalf of MI as well. And like that, there are many companies. You talk about IBM, Infosys, Wipro, or TCS, anywhere. They also have their master black belt internally, and they also certify people there. Which means once you get certified, you don't need NIQC certificate. Please understand. It is also valid. NIQC certificate is also valid. So you should not say that only NIQC certification body or only company certification body. As long as there is a master black belt and you're representing any organization or institution body, your certificate hold equally valid. Now it comes the value, little higher, little lower. If I say that, okay, from where you got certified, that give a kind of impression, to the client. That is where 1 or 2% variation will be there. When you get certified from company, 1 or 2% can be slightly lesser compared to an institution body. And in that, again, depending on which institution body, if it is NIQC or any other body or ASQ or ISI and all, the value will be slightly 1 or 2% out of 100, I'm saying, not more. That's how it is. If you have any question, because this is a very important thing which you've been asking to me during the demo or initial call.
Okay, Virendra Srikanth here.
Tell me.
Am I audible?
Yeah, very much. Please tell me.
Okay. For those organizations who doesn't have master black belt present in their team, okay, in the organization's level. So those who under the so how will they get certified? The employees who are interested or done a Six Sigma green belt or a black belt from an outside external institutions, if they would like to do a organization level project, how to get the certified or performed, valued or measured if the organization doesn't have a master black belt? That's it from my that's the question. I'm concluded.
Okay, so I got little confused with your question actually. Are you saying
Uh-huh.
if somebody get trained from external body, let's say NIQC, he goes to
Mm-hmm.
company and
Mm-hmm.
whether he will get certified from company or institute? Is that your question? What is your question?
Yes, if a company doesn't have a master black belt present, okay,
Okay.
in those cases, how the projects will get originated or guided or mentored or measured?
Perfect. Good question. Okay. So I'll explain this and I will give you the live example of a case situation, one of the corporate client. Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
in that case, like I gave you the example of Xiaomi MI Redmi phone. Okay. So they do not have any master black belt. Okay. So what they did is they first approached us for the training. So we trained them. Now what they do is they take our support to certify their people. Okay. So if organization doesn't have a master black belt, they can't certify. That's one thing. Second is, let's say they take our support in terms of certification and later on in case they want to do project in their company, they want a guidance, definitely they take a support of external consultant also if required. But let's say in some situation, if they are a black belt, they are able to do by themselves, that's good, they can do it. But otherwise, if they need a support, so most of the time they reach out to external consultant called AKPMG, EY, or BMG Group, NIQC, anywhere. They reach out to us and we guide them in terms of how to do project.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. So coming back to these different levels, one thing which is very clear, and I have shared that link also with you, couple of you, that please understand there is no centralized body for certifying Six Sigma. Nobody can claim also because it was originated from Motorola, nobody else can claim it. Okay. People started certifying based on that. Later on in a market, that was evaluated that okay, if a master black belt is certifying, representing a company, then it is considered okay. Now, one more question which was also asked yesterday itself in that interview to our person. They asked that how do you certify in organization or individual? So now what happened is in organization they will have their own policy, and who make the policy? MBB. So usually what they will do is if they have to train, example, IBM or any company or any manufacturing company, aerospace company, let's say Sim Tools you take about Magellan. So if they have to train their own people, because company is investing money, so what they will do is they will say, you know what, I'm going to train you in green belt and black belt, but you have to do one thing. One, you have to sign other one contract, or if not, you also have to do a project, then only I'll give you certificate. I'll not give you certificate and you are not showing any ROI, so it's of no use. So they keep a condition, they keep a target for green belt. You have to do one project which will save ABC amount. For black belt, you have to do this one. So there's a criteria for getting certified in a green belt and black belt. This is important thing which I'm telling you. Okay. So in green belt, you have to submit a project there, but in NIQC, you don't have to submit. For black belt, you have to submit project in both places, NIQC as well and outside as well in company. Why? Because in black belt, we actually check your credibility. We check whether you are able to apply these concepts or not. What do you mean by project? That I will show you in the next class. One complete project which was done by our previous batch, how it looks like, and you'll be surprised to see how the change happen in the organization, and you will also develop that capability. So that's how the certification and it works in this manner. Any question with the duration and anything else?
Dhirendra Srikanth here. How do we understand the level of belt? Okay, whether in terms of money saving, I mean cost saving, or in any other measure to identify whether it's a green belt project, it's a yellow belt project, or it's a black belt project.
Got it. Got it. Very important question, and trust me, this question is not answered in any book yet. And the people they ask me in the LinkedIn, so I have answered in this way. When you look at a green belt or black belt project difference, again, policy writer will decide for the organization. Policy writer means MBB. Now, how I used to do is I used to segregate based on the three things. How much is the saving? One, what are the tools and techniques you are applying? And third thing is scope. So let me do one thing here.
Dhirendra, some issues,
You can see my
voice is breaking.
okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes,
You said
yes.
saving made, tools used, and what was the third one?
Yeah, I'm writing it here. Difference between GB and BB projects. Okay. One will be project saving or say cost saving. Second will be scope of project or area or department or impacted party. Third will be tool used during project. Suppose in black belt you use hypothesis testing, that is mandatory. And in GB you can actually manage with the 7QC tools. Okay, so
Hey,
that's the
I
difference
missed something on the chat window. Could you please check that?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely correct. So I see those notes.
Not able to
Thank you.
view the notes.
No, no, he has actually written in the chat message.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah, so in message it is written. So Kuldeep has written this. All these things we will again cover it in black belt, and we have a detailed notes each like a 1122 slide for each belt also the difference wise also. Okay, so coming back, this was the background, and these are the different levels in Six Sigma. But yeah, there is no level called champion here. Okay, can you see here? There's nothing called champion. Champion is one of the designation kind of given in any organization, okay? But that's not the level of Six Sigma. Let me repeat here. Champion is a kind of a designation given in organization, but that's not a level of Six Sigma. So that's like he will have some responsibility kind of to do ABC task or to coordinate between Six Sigma team and management committee. Okay, but he is not a level. So often people think that after black belt, next is champion. He will be super. No. So we have different levels here, green belts, black belts. Can you all see my this screen, right? So champion. Champion is
Visible.
not a level of Six Sigma certification. It is and designation given by organization, any individual who will be responsible for coordinating coordination between Six Sigma team and management. So you'll be just a coordinator so that if there is any roadblock comes, any challenges happen when you are doing a project, so champion will be helpful. Anyways, these things you will learn it later. For now, these are the different levels that you learn. You will have in Six Sigma. And yes, very important thing which is very attractive. I definitely should not miss out. Green belt and black belt. Green belt is just additional certification. Okay. So when I say just green belt, what do you mean by additional certification? Additional certification in the sense, let's say you are currently working as a operation manager, and if you do green belt, it's like wow, you did a wonderful job, and you can do your job better. Okay. And let's say you're currently working as a procurement head, and if you have done green belt, like wow, you can do your job better. You can be really good procurement head. But when you see a black belt, you can individually do anything alone, and that itself is a department. That itself is a role. You don't have to do anything. You'll be dedicatedly, you can say 100% for the business excellence. Let me again repeat here. When you say green belt, it's like a part-time. You'll be giving your 20% of time for improvement or for continuous improvement. Wherein in a black belt, you will be giving 100% time for process or continuous improvement. Okay? You don't need to know anything. I mean, you don't have to work as a quality manager, you don't have to work as a marketing manager or anything. You can also work just like a black belt and continuously improve your organization business processes. Okay? When you do a green belt, there will be a salary difference. Usually, we have seen as per our last year research, it ranges between 60 to 80% difference in the salary. Okay? So usually, okay, only few organizations are there wherein the green belt will be 100% for improvement and change, and you don't have to do anything. Only the improvement you have to do. Like few consulting company will be there, they take it like that. But otherwise, in most of the company, it's like a part of your responsibility. If you are in supply chain, you need to make sure the improvement is happening, and that is what your responsibility is. So here you get salary increase of 60 to 80%. There will be a difference. For an example, if you're working as an operation manager without green belt, and if you're working as an operation manager with green belt, that is what the salary difference will be there. Then comes Blackbird. Yes, there's a massive, you can say there's a big change here. It ranges between 60% to sometimes three times or four times also. We have also seen 3 years back, one person, he got around 8 to 10 times salary hikes. So we have that example. I mean, next class I will also showcase his account in detail. So how he completely changed. So that also happened. But if I say the average, 60% to two time is not a big difficulty. So which means in case you have a black belt, you can actually change your industry also. You can get into any organization. You don't need to know how the background works, how their processes works, how they do, whether the technical knowledge is there or not. No, absolutely not. Because if you are a black belt, you know all the management thing and you can actually survive in any organization as a manager and ever. When I say manager, I don't mean I didn't mean only a manager. It means it can be senior manager, AVP, VP, directors, or any level for that matter. You can change it. And that's one of the reasons that all leading company today, they have this as a JD. If couple of you would be following my WhatsApp status, you would have seen even in HR, even in procurement, even in any other area, they are looking for black belts along with the other skills. Okay, coming to the next point, DMAC. What is DMAC? Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. These are the 5 phases that we have. Let's understand here. Okay, and this is what you're going to learn for next 2 to 3 days. What is define and then so on. How this define works, what is that? So in case I want to do any change, let me relate it with one of my famous example that I give is a hospital example because almost all of us have experienced that or seen how it works. So let's say, or I'll give you the business example also together. So let me give you one example of any other, let's say, service industry or manufacturing also, rejection also. When we talk about hospital, when we go there, the first thing is we have to meet doctor. We have to tell doctor, I have this problem from so many days it's happening. And because of this problem, even let's say if I have a fever, I will say because of fever, I'm not able to eat and I'm not able to sleep. All time this temperature is bothering me. So all this story you have to tell in the defined phase. You have to mention the timeline, etc. Coming to the business case, so let's say if I have to talk about any situation here in manufacturing that how the rejections are happening. So rejections are more. So what will be the defined phase? In define, we will say, okay, there are rejections are happening from so many months. We have so much of rejection, this percentage of rejection. Because of rejection, the impact is so much. Because of that, we are losing this much of money. So we have to define who are our stakeholder, means who are the people getting impacted, how our current process is working. So that's called process map. And then how will we achieve the benefit? That is called your project planning. So we also need to identify in terms of who will be my champion, who will be the project owner, and so on. Need to understand what is important for the customer. So that all things happen in define phase. This is example number 2. Example 3 I can give with one of you. Let's say sales, which all of us understand the common terminology, sales, right? Sales. In the sales, we have to say that okay, our current sale is poor from last 5 months, 6 months. Because of this sale, our organization has this much of loss. I have planned to improve sales by this percentage and so on. How the selling process happened right now, that all we have to explain here. And similarly for marketing and any other processes. So first, define means explaining what is there, who will be the team member, how the process will go, and so on. So these points are there. Identify project means what are you trying to improve? So it can be sales improvement, it can be rejection reduction. In terms of Shubham, if I say admission percentage we have to increase, In terms of Deepika, I will say probably, insurance settlement cycle we have to reduce and so on. And then comes champion. So champion is organization decide the team like who will be champion, who will be black belt, master black belt, who will be process owner. Then you have to decide what is customer requirement, what is critical for entire business. This also you learn in detail. Then what is the problem? What is the objective you're trying to achieve? Goal, benefit, stakeholders. You have to look at the process steps and then make the plan of achieving it. Please understand this is the same approach your leaders are also using it. If you learn it, you will be actually talking to them in the similar language. So first is you have to tell in this way. Okay? Define phase. So you do all these activities. Are we clear with the first step? I mean a very high level, of course, because when I go in depth of the define phase in green and black, minimum it takes 2 to 3 days.
Yes, clear with this.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll move on to the next one called measure phase. What do you mean by measure phase? So here in a measure phase, we understand, let's say my sales is a Y, okay? Sale is the output. What are the things which is impacting? Okay. So you try to identify the reason behind it. You try to look at the definition about it, like what is the sales meaning? What are the different things which are impacting? It can be people, it can be, their knowledge, it can be a procedure, it can be a product. You establish a standard that what you will be achieving. You develop a data collection in the sense what and all information you need to collect for poor sales, how much data you needed, and you validate the way you are capturing information whether that's correct or not. Then comes your how much is your current sale against the target. That's what you do in measure phase. This is one example. Let me give you another example of hospital, the coming back to the same story. When you go to hospital, what happened there? In define, you told this is my fever, this is what the challenge. In measure, what doctor will do is he will say, okay, I should not trust your words, but let me do one thing. Let me actually check whether you really have that fever or not. So he will try to relate it with the story. So he will try to see whether you have a fever or not. So that's called validation of measurement system. He look at that, and then once he finds that you actually have a fever, okay, he will try to ask you what are the possible reasons. I think there's someone who's unmute. I have to mute it. Okay. Coming back, sorry. So here in the measure phase, we have to collect all the possible reasons, and that's where the doctor will ask why the fever happened, what was the possible reason, what did you eat, what was the temperature, did you meet anyone, what else you are facing challenge. That's what the measure will happen here. Any question from the measure, the high level? We try to collect the possible causes and data here. Okay. Third is
No questions.
analyze. Okay, great. Third is analyze. Analyze is all about identifying the root cause. Root cause in the sense, what can be the actual problem which is impacting my sale? Is it because of my marketing, branding, my ads? Is it because of my product? Is it because of the other things? What is impacting? Is it because of my sales people, representation, representative conversion? So all these things you will actually come to know in analyze phase. And when I relate back with the hospital example, so in measure phase, you remember he actually tried, he validated whether your temperature is actual or not, and he will also take a sample of your blood in the measure phase. In analyze, what he will do is they will do a lab test. So in lab test, what they will do is they will actually find out what is the actual disease. Is it dengue, chikungunya, malaria, or these days corona is famous. any other problem. So we'll try to figure out what is the actual reason behind it. So we learn a lot of hypothesis tests, a lot of statistical analysis. You will be surprised to know this analyzed phase is so critical. You know, today if we come to know what is our disease, what is our blood group, it's just because of the analyzed phase. If analyzed phase is not there, trust me, we cannot actually find out what's our blood group, how much, or what is our disease, what is the problem. We cannot do forecasting, nothing. So it's just that critical. So from here itself, people actually take tools and use it in different industries now. So once you find out what is the actual reason or root cause behind it, then comes your next phase called improve phase. What is improve phase now? In improve phase, you try to brainstorm, look at what are the possible solutions that you can do, and those solutions should be again less in cost, high in benefit. You try to look at all the different tools, techniques here. Those tools you'll be learning. Find out what are the different ways to generate idea. As a leaders, most of the time you'll be getting question from your management saying that, can you please suggest some idea? Now then you'll be thinking how to get idea. How to get idea, you'll be learning all these tools here, and then based on that you can generate ideas also. So we'll tell you a couple of tools to generate idea also. So here what you do in improve phases, you actually try to identify solution, develop, means you can actually implement the pilot solutioning, you see the benefit, also you see the risk if there are any challenges are there, and then you actually look at whether you achieved your previous stage or not, or whether you achieved your goal or not. In terms of doctor, he will actually give you some medicine. He will say, try it for 2 days, 5 days. If this works, we'll continue. Otherwise, we'll change it. Similarly, here you do a small pilot and see the benefit. If it is working, then you continue. Otherwise, you come back. Same thing goes for any other business case. So you try to figure out the solution, whichever is the best one, apply it. If not, come back. And then you should achieve your goal, whatever is the initial goal. And your goal can be any matrix improvement for that matter. And once you have already improved the process, the last one comes control phase. So in control phase, what happens is you actually look at whatever you have improved, is it sustained or not? Is it maintained or not? It should not happen that one day you actually improve, but second day again your performance gone down. So what happens is because of that, you cannot say you have really done a good job. Similarly, if you say sales, it should be continuous. It should be sustained over a period of time. And that's why the ECG report come in that way, whether it is sustained or not. Again, it will not be straight line, but little bit variation is there, which will be lying. So control is all about that, looking at the sustainability part. And if things are improved, then we actually look at how do we document so that in future also it should not come back. You need to have a proper documentation about it, and then you should look at the benefit. So I'll give you 2 minutes here, okay? And then randomly we'll ask someone who can actually give example from DMAC point of view in their area. So how I generally do is rather than I give an example, I request all participants to give their own example and then I try to validate whether this is really matching or not. So this is a different approach here. So I'll just give you 2 minutes, think about the DMAC cycle which I said, and then relate any problem. How will you do using DMAC? What will be defined? What will be measured, analyze, improve, control, but relate it with your own matrix only. Don't relate with anything else. You need to relate with your own matrix, anything for that matter. Take your time. All silent, it means we all understood. So Naveen is there.
Yes, Dhiran.
How are you, Naveen?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. How about you?
All good, all good. So probably you can prepare one
Great.
DMAC example.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be waiting for you. We'll take 2 minutes and let
Sure.
everybody think and come back.
Sure.
Yeah, this is Shivam here. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes, very much, Shivam. Tell
Yeah.
me.
Uh, Till we are getting the example, can you explain that measure phase once again?
Okay. So here the measure phase, what I gave the example, you try to ask what is the possible reason. You try to define whatever the performance you're saying, is it captured correctly? Like the temperature checking in the doctor example we said, is something we do it there. And then we collect some data. So data collection happened there, like he will collect the sample of blood. That is what we do in a measure phase. So when you do the measure phase, measuring in the sense you are checking first whatever the performance you said or the target you said, is it true or not? And you try to collect the data on that. I'll give you your own example. Like in a college, for an example, if I have to do a project in increasing the passing percentage, okay? Passing percentage means how many people could clear in first attempt, or maybe the overall score has to be improved. Today, all everybody average score is let's say 90%, and the target is to make it 98%. Are you clear?
Yeah.
Shubham, can you? Yeah. So if your goal is to improve from 90 to 98% of the scores, you get marks, right, in college. So if you are planning to do it, what will be defined this? You will say that the project goal is to improve from 90 to 98% by so time, and then your champ process owner, project owner will be your dean or someone. You understand the requirement. Critical to quality is the scores percentage. All stakeholder will be your teacher, your what do you call, lecturer, your principal, everybody. And then process map means you actually look at how they are actually checking it. Like the scoring point, you have a first training will be there, later on exam will be there, right? So that is the complete process map. In major phase, what will you do? Now, hear me out very carefully. Because we initially said we want to improve the overall score, right, from 90 to 98. In major phase, what we have to do is we need to check whether those scores were captured correctly or not. It may happen that one teacher has given you 90%, second is giving you 80% also, correct? Sometime it can be the difference in the person behavior also. and the way they are looking at the answer, when that behavior or that difference happen, that is also one challenge. So you actually first need to check whatever the scores your management is showing, is it captured properly or not? Is it correctly captured or not? That activity we will do in major phase. Second thing what you do is, if yes, then you will do a small session brainstorming. You will try to find out why these scores are less. Then people will say maybe because of, teacher was not present, maybe the subject is difficult, examples are not relevant, attendance is poor, or so many other things. So all these things you will be collecting data in the major phase here. Develop data collection. Sample how many data you need. Validate measurement in the sense you need to check whether the scores are captured correctly or not. These two things. Check capability, how much scores are there currently against the target, so it is 90% against the 98%. Did you understand, Shubham?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Don't worry. For now, you just understand a very high level because everything we're going to learn in TTLD. Okay, so who wanted to give the example? First one, Naveen, right? Naveen? Did you prepare an
Yes, Dhiren.
example?
I'm preparing other minute.
Okay,
Dhiren, I have a doubt.
tell me, ma'am.
Yeah, so while doing this, I see a lot of correlation between the DMAC method and, PDCA and PDSA
Okay.
approach. So if you can just throw some light on how all these are different, or are these like just different methodologies are we following? Like, how is it?
Okay, I'll explain that. Very good question.
In which conditions this PDCA and DMAC can be used? What kind of situations? Can you please tell me?
Yeah.
Sorry,
So,
this is Srikanth. In simple words, their doubt is like, what is the difference between a PDCA and DMAC, or and where it has to be used, isn't it?
right. That's right.
Okay, proceed.
So, when I look at the PDCA, usually we use PDCA for a very simple, generic, obvious situation. PDCA, plan, you just plan that what to do, how much to do, everything. Do is just go ahead and implement. Check in the sense, then you find out whether improvement was done or not. And act in the sense, you document it and do the adjustment. And PDSA is also similar. The only difference in PDCA, PDSA is in PDSA you do pilot solutioning, not the complete one, and then see the benefit and come back. Right? That's the PDCA and PDSA. Now, DMAC is like a big missile. Okay, PDCA is a small gun. Why it is a big missile, I'll tell you. In DMAC, you are using DMAC for a big problem, very big problem, and especially you use DMAC when you don't know the problem. You don't know the root cause. But in PDCA, you are knowing the causes. Like in electricity reduction, I said, okay, we know, okay, because of this reason, our electricity bill is going higher, so we have to switch off the light, we have to do ABC activities. So in PDCA, we would be knowing what is the solution. What is the causes? And more than solution, what would be the causes? But here in DMAC, we don't know. That is the reason we use DMAC. Like I gave you the example of hospital. So in a hospital, what is happening is we don't know what is the disease we have. We only know, oh, I have a fever, but I don't know why this fever is happening. Is it because of other chikungunya, dengue, or any other disease? We have no clue at all. In such scenario, such complicated scenario, now we have to give a sample of blood, lab testing happen, all this detailed analysis will happen. This happen in DMAC. This doesn't happen in PDCA. PDCA very simple and obvious. So when we don't know the root cause, we will apply DMAC. That's the one straight difference we can say. And when situation is complicated, remember the missile. DMAC Six Sigma DMAC is used for big problem, big challenges because it has an impact, bigger impact as well, bigger benefit.
So, Dhiren, just another follow-up question. So, as you said, PDCA and all is for smaller, complicated issues that where we already sort of know the solution, right? So,
Right.
in that, what we are doing, we are just implementing whatever solution we have in mind and then checking if it is actually working for us or not, and then taking
Right.
whatever decision accordingly. Now, in DMAT, since we don't know what our problem is in the first place, so we'll have to use different, what do you say, solutions. So here, the solutions that we are implementing will be multiple, right?
Right.
Okay,
So
so we will have to come up with different solutions, either like two, three, or how many ever, and then we test them either simultaneously or one after the other.
good question. So first of all, even for identifying the problem, identifying the root cause itself, we will be doing a detailed hypothesis test. There are a lot of tests, 30, 40 tests will be there. So those different tests will be there, which will tell us the exact problem. First of all, like in PDCA, we don't know the exact root cause, but here we will come to know first the exact root cause. What is the problem? Once we know the exact root cause, then when we come to improve phase of DMAC, we will try to figure out all the possible solution. Out of those solution, one, whichever is the lower in the cost, higher the benefit, we will try to implement. And to answer your point, it will be one by one. So we look at, okay, solution one, if it is working, good, then we will move on to, we'll continue that. If not, then we will look at the other best solution, second level, then third and fourth, like that. So we have a multiple tools here to identify solution as well, design of experimentation and all that we do here.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Dhiren,
Welcome. Naveen, you ready?
so Dhiren, yeah, I'm ready. So I'll
Yeah,
take
sorry, somebody
EHT as the param.
carry on.
Okay, I'll take EHT as my parameter here because answering more, reducing the EHT will help me to answer the more call, which directly impact on my production also. So what
Okay,
I do
and
here is,
one thing is,
yeah,
before you say AST,
okay,
we have to tell all audience what is AST because people are there from different background also. So let me explain AST
okay,
in simple terms. AST,
okay,
everyone, is the average handling time. Average handling time. We'll be using this terminology and this is used in all management. Average handling time. Why do we use it? Why any service industry should use it and they do use it? I'll tell you one small example here. Talk about even hospital or any generic thing which you know around or bank or anywhere you go, right? When you are going to bank or when you're going to hospital, you meet a doctor. Now when you meet doctor, you will say, doctor, I have so problem. Let's say you took half an hour. Let's say 5 minutes, sorry. And other person come, he took half an hour. Other person come, he take 5 minutes. Do you think there is a possibility that hospital administration will tell doctor that, you know what, you should not spend more than 5 minutes with any patient? Is it possible? Probably not. It is not possible. So in service industry, and when you go to bank, you cannot exactly take equal time. Similarly, when you call any customer service, any helpline or phone or anywhere, you will not take exact time, and they cannot also stop helping you at that particular time. Because of this problem in service industry largely, they take average. So they will not say each patient wise in a hospital. So at hospital CEO will say, you know what, Dr. A, listen, today you have to manage 20 patient. So he will say, okay, today means I will manage. Few might take 2 minutes, few might take 1 hour. So that is why we manage average handling time. Similarly, in the service as well, when you call to customer care, when you go to any bank, anywhere, they also have a target of average handling time, wherein If you talk about manufacturing point of view, you don't have to worry about the average handling time because you can set that how much time each parts will take to produce. So one part 5 minutes means your machine will produce 5 minutes, and then another part 5 minutes, another 5 minutes. It is a equal time, right? You can set it. But in human case, it is not possible. That's why we have something called average handling time. So Naveen is talking about average handling time reduction. That means if you are managing customer, let's say so many, let's say 100 customers, how will you manage more customers? So let's say today you are taking 5 minutes to manage each customer. How can you reduce and make it 4 minutes? Kind of. Naveen, you can proceed now.
Okay. Let's say example, in order to control the AHT, I'll be creating a new team. And in the new team, I'll be taking few sparks who dedicatedly work on the AHT. We can call them as a champion as well as project owner also, right? And once it is done, I'll have a brainstorm session with my team leaders and as well as agent to understand the reason for the IHT. In the same brainstorm session, I'll be able to get the solution also. For example, if the AHT is high, I'll get one of the AHT will be one of the reason would be because of the system navigation. Where to fetch the information of the customer, maybe all my one agents would have to look into multiple application, which will also increase the AHT, right? And once I get to know all this information, I sit and develop a project plan for the reduction of the AHT. So once the project plan is done, I'll based on the brainstorm session with my agents, I'll try to analyze the data and find out which okay, let's say example, every to be more precise, every calls are being tagged. Based on the tagging, I'll be able to judge which call or which tagging is taking more AHT. I'll focus on that particular tagging and trying to reduce the AHT by measuring or implementing the same plan over here.
Okay.
And yeah, coming to the measure, as I said, I'll try to coming to the measure section, I'll try to monitor because see, once the project has been implemented, the same thing will be recorded, and to measure or the validate, I'll have my QS quality team or the team leader to to look at the recording and to find out whether the people are following the updated project or following the right procedure. So that will help me to validate as well.
Yeah.
And analyze all these things will help me to set a benchmark score for the upcoming agents or the upcoming team, saying that this is the target and what has to be done in order to achieve the targets. And under improvement, it will help me to develop the solution. For example, all these things will help me to improve the scores, and I'll be able to gauge the scores. And it's like pre-implement of the project and the post-implement of the project. And control is nothing but monitoring the process of the project and ensure that they are adhering to the same process or the same project, and there is a continuity of the reduction of the AHT.
Okay.
So that's it, Dhiren.
Okay. Good. Very good. You tried. Very nice. So let me just correct you a little bit here, and good that you are able to explain this now. So when I say define, okay, please listen to me very carefully. In this scenario, you will not do brainstorming in define. You will define means just you will write saying that you have to reduce AHT, average handling time, from so minute to let's say 10 minutes to 5 minutes example, okay? And to do that, you need these people, these team members, these are the stakeholder, this department, that department, and currently our services are happening like this. So you will tell the plan of it. Plan in the sense flow chart. Flow chart means flow of the calls or flow of the service. Correct? That much only. No brainstorming, nothing. No solutioning. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Second is major phase. In major phase, what you will do is you will try to define how are you measuring it, your AHT, the way you are calculating it. That is called definition. Then you will decide what should be again your standard, like what's the goal? Okay, you collect data. So you actually first do the possible cause brainstorming here to identify the possible reason. What can be the possible reason? Is it because of the people, their knowledge, because of your software, because of your hardware, because of so many reasons? Then you will actually collect data around that. Software related data, people related data, their knowledge related data, their qualification related data, all these data you will collect. Then comes analyze, wherein you find out, you do testing. So testing will happen. It's like a lab test. Here you are doing the test, lab test, and here you will do the test, find out. Then you will come to know in analyze that actually what is the reason. Is it like the people knowledge is the problem, their willing is the problem, their other thing is also problem. Let's say their training, their manager. What is the actual reason? You'll come to know in analyze. Actual reason. Improve is you will do a brainstorming to find out a solution now. Remember, you will not do two brainstorming together, finding out problem and solution. Never do that. One you did in major phase to find out possible reason. Second, you are doing an improve to find out possible solution. Now, when they say multiple solution, you cannot implement everything together. So you have to prioritize based on some tools that also will teach you. It can be sometime cost benefit or some other tools. It will tell you which is the best and effective solution which you can do first. You'll start implementing those solutions for improvement. Can be coaching, training, something like that, on R&R, reward and recognition. Once you do it, then comes to the last call, control phase. So let's say in control phase, so improve means you improved already, you reduced. Control means it will tell you how can you sustain it for long term and who should do what during this period. Okay, that's on the high level of the DMAT.
Dhirendra Srikanth here.
Uh-huh.
I've not completed. Okay, I'm the middle way. I just wanted to understand whether I'm in a right track or not. Okay, while writing DMAC methodology. So, for example, the first stage, defining. But this is towards the quality improvement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For example, we'll take the quality scores are less. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Along with I identify some processes, then along with the champions or a black belt or process owners, I'm identifying the critical department or a process or a product. That's the first thing, and then def defining the problem. For example, not meeting the quality criteria, and then our quality scores. Then setting a goal such as like currently where we are standing and where we need to improve in terms of numbers. For example, for this specific critical process, current quality score is like 95%. That means from 95% to I need to achieve 98%. And then briefly explain the benefits of improving this quality scores. And that is the main thing. And then first itself, we will clearly define the stakeholders such as process owners, managers, and who are all the people who are involved in this, or whom we are going to report, or whom we are doing it. And then map for understanding the process, mapping the process to have a clear understanding of a process or a flow or a product, and then creating or developing a project plan. This comes under define. And then a measure. I have a question here. Is it like, let's check my understanding is correct or not. For example, from this period to this, we have already identified which is a critical process and what is the criticality. Quality score is a trouble. So for next 1 week or 10 days, let's concentrate more on this process and do and increase our audit sampling or whatever it is, and measure each and every order or a set of orders or a set of orders based on the respective specific agents or processes, and then identifying it for a week or 10 days and validating our measurement where it is going wrong and what are the things and the reasons for it.
No,
And then
hold on. No. So you said auditing for 10 days and checking where it is wrong. No,
Mhm.
that's not what we do. Measure phase में, in very simple thing, what you will do is you will first find out the quality score. What you're saying, was that captured correctly or not? Was
Sorry,
that
repeat.
captured correctly or not? Did you capture your quality score correctly or not? It means there can be chance wherein the quality analyst can do mistakes.
Yes, possibilities.
Yes, just to validate that statement only, we do one activity here in the measure phase. Once we find our scores are captured correctly, then the next step will be to find out what are the possible reasons. So for that you do brainstorming. What are the possible reason of bad quality or poor quality? So once you do the brainstorming, then you will collect data for those possible reasons. Data collection. That's all.
Okay,
That's
got it,
what
got
we
it.
do
But
in measure. Mhm.
the defined stage is clear, right? Am I understanding?
That's it. Yes, that is true.
Okay, okay. So here it's a kind of a checkpoint whether we'll be making it double sure that whether the measurement is correct or not. Okay.
Yes, that is very
Uh,
important.
hmm Okay. And then only we will identify what is the reason and then do a brainstorming sessions and then okay validate. Then analyze. Okay. Here is it like are there any specific tools or a methods for a measurement system analysis?
Yeah, we have a lot. That's what I'm saying. Our 14 days training is around DMAC only. Today we are just knowing the full form of DMAC. That's all is sufficient for today.
Hmm.
So there are many tools. Measure phase alone takes 3 days to complete it. There are many tools which you learn. And similarly for identifying root cause, analyze will take 2 to 3 days like that.
So after making sure that our measurement system and what all our quality errors are correct, then we will analyze for what reason or identify what is the cause of these errors
What is,
and analyze
yes,
it.
what is the actual reason?
Actual reason, okay. And then improvement, finding an improvement area and implement it, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And control is
And the
sustained.
solution and control is like sustaining that one. Yes. Okay, fine.
Right,
I just
right.
wanted to understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anybody else who has a doubt and welcome, who has a doubt and who want to relate with their own example, I'll be happy to, relate it.
Yeah, me.
Okay. Who want to do that?
Dhirendra, I'm Santosh here.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Yeah, in the different phase, actually, my DMAC project will be like customer complaints 0. Okay, we need to get customer complaints 0. Okay, so
Good.
now
Okay.
in the
We
different
need to you will say we need to reduce our customer complaint.
customer
Okay.
complaints
And
as
the
0.
target should
Yeah,
be.
latest.
Okay.
Now in the different phase, actually, we'll write like we'll have our team members list. For suppose like in the pasting side we'll have one team member, and assembly side we'll have one team member, promotion side one team member, and finishing side will be having our one team member as a team. And in the different phase we'll list out what are the customer complaints we are getting from the past 6 months. Okay, and by writing all this complaint list, in the measure phase we'll be writing what kind of complaint list we are getting. We'll be segregating all these complaints. Okay, and we'll be dividing whether it belongs to finishing side, and whether it is belonging to our formation side or assembly side or patching side. Then
No.
yeah.
No. In major phase, you have to first do one thing. Check whether the complaints are really genuine or not. The way
Okay.
Srikanth was explaining, right? We said check whether the quality scored are captured correctly or not. Similarly, in your case, we need to check whether the complaints are genuinely captured or just like that they have put the complaint. You getting my point? First thing is we have to check. Who knows? There are, they have actually by mistake they have put the complaint. It was not a complaint. Then you don't have to do project. First, you have to check the actual report. Then you have to do the brainstorming that why these complaints are there, the possible reason of complaint, And once you get the possible reason of complaint, it can be anything that the
Okay.
raw material, the people, the anything. Then you will collect the data for that reasons. That's what you do in major phase.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Later
ahead.
part we'll do. Later part in analysis field we'll go for root cause. If the issues are real and genuine, then we'll go
Yes,
for root cause.
yes,
Okay.
that's right.
And
That's
after
right.
getting whether it after finding problem, let us check for whether it is from our machinery faults or our operator's fault. Let us take like after our operators made a mistake, then we'll train our operators, um, and if any
Okay.
mission faults, then we'll tell our maintenance team to correct them. And in the improvement stage, we'll note the readings, we'll see the data, how to control it.
No, no, no. Confused. You are confused from here. I'll tell you. Till analyze, you are correct. Improve is all about, again, you do brainstorming with the management and stakeholder to find out what is the best solution to reduce complaint. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So you will get solution and then you see which solution is better in terms of the cost, in terms of the benefit, and you start implementing those solutions. That can be anything. That can be training your own resources, how to manage customer, or delivering a product on time, change in the quality, change in this, adding feature, whatever, based on the complaint.
Mhm.
So you will start implementing. That is the improve phase. So once you implement and your customer complaint become almost zero, you cannot say zero, almost zero.
No, we
Then the
can't say
next
zero.
phase comes control. Then the next will be
Yeah.
control phase, which talks about how do you sustain those complaints. Then you will say, you know what, I will do the documentation, checklist, I will make sure the regular audit is there, sustainability is there for 1 month or 2 months. You will be seeing that, the complaint should be almost zero. It should not be only one day. So that is what your control phase is.
Mm. Okay.
Good, good. Very nice. Wonderful. Anybody else want to relate? Last one, or we should go ahead? Okay. Silence means no.
So far, so good.
Okay, perfect. I'm really happy that all of you have given almost 60 to 80% correct answer and in the first go in the yellow belt. Trust me, after green belt also people, they are hesitant to answer this question. Very nice. Okay, next is what is without Six Sigma, what is Six Sigma? It's a very simple, I'll not spend more than 1 minute here. Without Six Sigma is this black color, like firefighting happen, you will have a gut feel decision, you will have internal focus, incremental improvement. You know incremental improvement? Like this. See my
No.
hand, you're incremental. When I say
Could you please
breakthrough,
explain?
okay, I'll explain that. So incremental is slowly, in a particular period, there is a certain portion of the improvement happen, right? When you say breakthrough, it is like a straight, you're improving. Okay, so it's drastically the
Example?
way you see the corona cases now. So the way it is actually increasing every day, right? If you see the incremental improvement, let's say if it would have been incremental improvement, it would have increased the equal number. Let's say if it is every day 10, then every day means next day it would have been 20, then 30, then 40, like that, right? But breakthrough in the sense, initially it was 2, then 10, then 100, then in last 10 days it increased and from 1,000 to directly 6, 7,000. So that's called breakthrough. Okay, I'll give you another example of incremental. Incremental is when your salary increment happens 5% or 10% yearly increment that you get from the company or 15%. That's called incremental improvement. But when you do Six Sigma, you will have a breakthrough improvement in the sense, like I said, you can get 2 times, you can get 3 times, you can get 10 times salary hike. So when you get 3 times or 10 times hike, it is a breakthrough change. It's a very big change. So that's what the difference is. Without Six Sigma, you will be able to improve little, 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 but with a breakthrough, it is a drastic change which you never assumed, exponential.
So in our real life example towards our learning, for example, let's take a team which is showing a gradual improvement, like improvement in their quality, like from 90% to 92%, 93%, or something like that. But with this Six Sigma approach, we can come up with some creative ideas with the help of tools and bringing it based on the proper root cause analysis, improving the quality scores to from 90% to 98%, which
That's
gives
a
a
breakthrough.
complete break.
Yes.
That's a
So
breakthrough,
with
yes.
Six Sigma, from 90 to 99% or 98% is called breakthrough. But without Six
Yes,
Sigma,
and
increasing 1%, 2% will be incremental.
good. Yes.
Okay. So without Six Sigma, you have out focus. With Six Sigma, you have a process focus. You look at how your internal processes are, where the opportunity of improvement is there. Without Six Sigma, you solve problem based on your intuition, based on your experience, and here you do proper root cause analysis. That's what the key difference between, not having Six Sigma and having Six Sigma transformational approach. So when you look at the Six Sigma, like initially I mentioned, when you look at Six Sigma as a matrix, as a measurement, which means out of 1 million opportunity, out of 10 lakh products, you will have only 3.4 defects. Okay. So here is a matrix. So if you have around 233 defects, you are at 5 sigma. If you have 6,210, you are at 4 sigma. If you have 66,807, you are at 3 sigma. If you have 3 lakh 8,537 defect around, you are at 2 sigma. And if you have 6,97,672 defects out of 1 million, you are at 1 sigma. So there is a level of sigma as well. If you say your process is working at 6 sigma, it's like really, really good. That means one thing you need to understand, your process can go even more than 6 sigma and lesser than 6 sigma. I do remember this question often leader will ask me. They will say, if we apply Six Sigma in our company, do you mean that we will be achieving Six Sigma level? I will say no, absolutely not, maybe. Because if you are at 1 Sigma right now, you cannot expect that you will be achieving directly Six Sigma. Which means currently you are giving a 30% of rate or 30% of output. We cannot expect you to give 99.99% or 99.9997% of the output. It improves. So when you are learning Six Sigma, you will improve slowly, but you will actually achieve the goal, right? But not from 1 to 6 Sigma. There's a huge change. So when you learn this methodology, you are trying to improve your business process. Please understand, when you're learning this methodology, you're trying to improve, and how much you improve will decide your sigma level. Let me repeat. How much you are improving will decide your sigma level in this. Remember one thing, when you are learning Six Sigma, it doesn't mean directly you will achieve Six Sigma level or it will be lesser than that, or there is no different approach for that. One gentleman, he asked me that, sir, can you train us in the 8 Sigma methodology? Are you getting my question? There is nothing
Yes.
called 8 Sigma actually. The Six Sigma methodology or tools terminology, what you're learning, you will follow the similar principle and you can improve. How much you can improve will actually, decide your sigma level. Let's say you improve, wherein now you are giving only 233 defect out of 10 lakhs, then you are at 5 sigma. That's pretty good. So decide your sigma level. Your sigma calculation will depend on 3 things. Your process means what is your average. Your standard deviation means what is your variation, and your specification limits. All these things will do a manual calculation. Today I'm going to teach you how to calculate that manually as well. It's very interesting also. Customer specification limit. This is a very commonly used terminology. What do you mean by customer specification limit? So when you look at customer specification limit means whatever the customer is demanding you to produce. Let's say if I talk about a cup, so he will tell, what should be the length, what should be the height, what should be the size, right? That's your customer specification limit. If you are in service, the customer will say, you know what, minimum, I want you to give a 90% of quality. If you talk about in manufacturing, it will be minimum 99% quality. In aerospace, it's in Macron. If you say in hospital, you will say minimum I want this level of quality. Let's say 6 sigma quality I want, or 7 sigma also. Because if you go to hospital and all, if you say, sir, I'm at 5 sigma, nobody will be happy. 5 sigma means out of 10 lakh, you're saying let 233 people die. You're saying let 233 people die, which is not possible. I mean, which is not good sign. Okay. So you have to say that, okay, what is the level that you can achieve? So that is your specification limit, which will be given by customer. I give a very common example of that pizza, that if you order pizza and you say, I want in 30 minutes, because it was a mindset or perception that you have. If your pizza delivery boy comes in 30 minutes, good. More than 30 minutes, not good. So 30 minutes is a limit, upper side, higher side. So that's called upper specification limit. But if he comes in 10 minutes, it's like wow situation. So here in specification limit, there are two things. USL, LSL. USL means what is the maximum your customer want. LSL means what is the minimum your customer want. Let me repeat, it's very important. Two things. What is the maximum customer want is upper specification limit. What is the minimum customer want is lower specification limit here. You all need to give example of your industry also. So I gave you pizza example, I gave you quality example, I'll give you NIQC example now. Today you will have exam, green belt you will have exam, 100 question will be there in green belt. Today you will have around 30-40 questions. Now we tell you in order to get certified, in order to get the certificate of certified green belt, yellow belt, you need to score 80%. Will that be LSL or USL? LSL means lower specification, what is the minimum customer want. USL means upper specification, what is the maximum customer want. Now anybody can
LSL.
tell.
LSL.
Anybody who want to say USL? No.
Sorry,
Very good.
Dhiren, can
All
you
of
repeat
you
the
are
question once again?
okay. My question was that in NIQC exams, to get certified, you need to score 80%. When I say you need to score 80%, will that be LSL or USL? So that's where people said
If it is
LSL because tell me.
if it is a minimum 80%, then it is LSL.
हाँ तो score तो minimum ही रहेगा ना उसको समझना that's what I'm saying. So because it's a score, right? It's a minimum we will. Then you have to ask question to yourself. Okay, score means what if I achieve more than 80? So then like everybody will be happy. So 80 is the minimum that you want. So that is lower specification. Getting it? But in pizza example, 30 minutes is USL because that is the maximum you want. If you get it faster, it's better. Any
Can
confusion
you
so
repeat
far?
this example? Can you repeat the pizza example once again?
Yeah, so in pizza we say 30 minutes, right? But if you get before 30, you will be happy.
Yes.
So 30 minutes is the maximum. So that is the higher side. That is the upper specification limit,
Oh, okay, got it. Yes.
right? So I want all of you to give
Yes.
examples, or you can probably type it. That is also fine. One example from your industry.
Okay.
Achieving the quality score minimum of 98.5% is the lowest LSL.
Okay, good. People who want to
And
type
then
also, you can type. Okay, USL. Any other example you can give for USL?
SLA, like a time requirement of completing this TAT. I want this file to be completed within next 2 hours of time. Am I audible?
SLA, sorry, can you repeat that point?
For example, time says that I want this file to be completed maximum of 2 hours of time.
Yeah. So that's USL.
That USL.
Number of leaves that you take in a month or maybe a year.
Perfect.
That is
As in
USL or LSL?
number of maybe 6 leaves take in a year. USL.
Good, that is correct. USL, maximum these many leaves. Okay. Good. Okay. Deepika, what will be the LSL, USL example?
Yes,
We'll
so
break for
same as
lunch.
Srikanth said. So 98% is the client requirement. So 98% here will be the LSL for the quality.
Any USL example you want to cite?
USL.
You will have turnaround time, that how soon you should reply to your client
Yeah,
or customer.
yeah. So same with the TAT. So we have 24 hours TAT. So here 24 hours will be the USL.
Correct. So in another 5 minutes, we'll break for lunch. I mean, another 2 to 3 minutes. Is that okay? Okay. Kirti ma'am, you want to give some example of LSL, USL?
Yeah, so I said I wrote it on the chat, so I don't think you saw. So, a
I also
client
sent in the chart.
Okay.
Yeah, so if a
Next
client wants 1,000 leads per month, so that would be
Okay.
his USC.
No. If client wants 1,000 leads, that is LSL because that is the minimum he wants.
Okay.
More than that, if you give, he'll be happy, no?
All right.
Wherever he say minimum, that is LSL. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, anybody else? I see there are lots in the chat. Okay, attrition rate 3 months. Okay, 2 candidates. So HR said, our HR manager is saying attrition. So attrition is USL. Very good. Because if there are 0 attrition, it's good for us. So maximum is whatever the percentage. Okay. Kuldeep, you also
Number of
said.
So can I?
Please tell me where we go.
Yeah, number of students or participants required to start a batch, maybe for like green belt, black belt, or a batch like us. Minimum number or maximum number, we have both. I mean, that example can be for both. Like minimum, you need actually at least 5 of them to start the batch, and maximum is 20. So that is your USL.
Classical example. So this example has both now. LSL plus USL. Because minimum 5, maximum say 15 or 20. So it will be LSL plus USL. Very nice. And similarly, can you see this bottle cap? This one.
Thank you, sir.
So when they make it, minimum, maximum will be a size. Because if they make smaller than that, you cannot fit. Bigger than that, it will be loose. So many places you'll have both limit, like your that AHT example which Naveen was giving, you remember? There also we give the minimum and maximum both. Because if you say lesser than minimum, that means that is not possible and there's something wrong with the data. So if you say lesser than 1 minute or some time will be there, so that will be there. Okay. And maximum will be again the target that this much time you should be taking it. So I think we will break for lunch. Okay. and we'll come back in half an hour. So we'll do the multi-voting. That is another tool that you'll